Hey there VCE HHD students, my name's Andy, I'm a VCE Health and Human Development teacher, and in this short video we're going to answer the question, is VCE HHD typically scaled up or down, and what is scaling? So to start off with, let's just chat about what scaling is. So you've probably heard students perhaps at your school or your teacher talk about the fact that some subjects are scaled up and some subjects are scaled down. And so scaling is a process that looks at the study scores obtained at the end of the year by students in their various VCE subjects, and then VTAC carries out this process of scaling. So scaling adjusts for the fact that it's more difficult to obtain a high VCE study score in some subjects compared to others, and that's not necessarily because some studies are inherently harder or easier than others. It's just because some studies attract a more competitive group or cohort of students. So what VTAC does is they look at the assessment data across all the studies to make sure that obtaining the average score in one study required is the same level of achievement as every other study, and that's where scaling comes into it. So if competition in a particular study was higher than the average level of competition across all studies, and that's indicated by that group of students performing higher in their other studies compared to that particular subject, then study scores need to be adjusted upwards, and the opposite is then applied in terms of if competition in a particular study was lower than the average level of competition across all studies by that group of students, that's when study scores are then adjusted downwards. And so it's probably easiest to get your head around by looking at a particular example. So you can see here what they've got on the graph there at the first point is the average VCE study score for all studies, and so that's 30. And so what VTAC then does for a particular subject such as chemistry is analyzes the performance of chemistry students in all their other VCE subjects and calculates their averages in those particular subjects. And so, for example, if that was 35, that indicates that it was harder in VCE chemistry for students to obtain that same average, and therefore VTAC will scale chemistry up to approximately 35 to be fair and to make sure that an average score in chemistry was the same for those students as it was across all their other studies. So this is just a simplified example, and this is then applied to other VCE subjects as well. So when it comes to HHD, HHD is typically scaled down between 2 to 5 study score marks. However, the higher your study score, the less it is scaled down. So you can see here from the 2022 scaling report, Health and Human Development's down the bottom here. So if you obtained, say, a 30 raw study score, then that would have been scaled down to a 26. But if you obtained a 45, that would go down to 43. If you obtain a perfect 50, that doesn't get scaled down at all, it stays a 50. So you can see the higher your study score, the less the scaling has an impact on that overall study score. So hopefully you found that video useful. If you're after more useful videos like this for HHD, please subscribe to the Health Resources Hub YouTube channel. A new video like this will be coming out each day between now and the end of the year when the HHD exam is on. So please make sure you tell your friends in your HHD class as well. You can also sign up for the HHD exam preparation and revision lecture I'm doing for ACE at the end of the year by going to book.acevce.com. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook, or send us an email if you're got some queries or you've got some other exam tips and advice videos that you'd like me to work on between now and the end of the year. Feel free to shoot that through in an email and I'll do my best to accommodate that. Thanks so much.